Welcome to Healthy Aging Blueprint, your trusted space for simple, effective tips to help seniors live healthier, happier, and more meaningful lives. Whether you're stepping into retirement or supporting a parent or grandparent on their wellness journey, this channel is for you. Together, we'll explore real-life experiences, healthy daily habits, and a positive mindset to help you wake up each day with energy, joy, and purpose. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like something's missing, even when your appearance hasn't changed? What if the real reason some women are seen as ugly older women has nothing to do with wrinkles or weight, but everything to do with hidden habits? And what if letting go of just a few of these patterns could bring back the glow and confidence you thought was gone forever? In this video, we're diving into the 12 signs that might be making you seem like an ugly older woman, even if you don't realize it. This isn't about your physical looks. It's about the habits and mindsets that slowly dim your inner light. Holding on to emotional pain, forgetting how to smile, or living stuck in the past, these can all cloud the vibrant, magnetic woman you truly are. But don't worry, we're not here to judge. We're here to help. Stay with us until the end, because we'll also share simple, powerful ways to reclaim your inner glow and live with more joy, confidence, and purpose at any stage of life. You might be surprised at how just a few small changes can completely shift how you see yourself, and how others see you too. If this message resonates with you, please take a moment to like the video. It helps us continue to share these important life lessons from the heart. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. If you find this video helpful, comment 1 below. If not, feel free to comment 0 so we can keep improving and serving you better. You cling to old wounds. Carrying emotional pain is like wearing a heavy, worn-out coat on a blazing summer day. It weighs you down and hides your natural brightness. Whether it's the sting of an old betrayal, harsh words from a loved one, or regret over something that didn't go as planned, holding on to those memories can quietly drain your energy. The past clings not only to your thoughts, but also to your body. You might feel it in the tightness of your jaw, the tension in your shoulders, or the heaviness in your chest. You might notice it in the fatigue behind your eyes, or the guarded tone that slips into your voice without warning. Over time, this emotional burden begins to leave its mark, not just on your spirit, but on your face and body. It carves fine lines of sorrow into your expressions, slumps your posture, and hides the vibrant, light-filled woman you were always meant to be. Unresolved pain doesn't stay quietly in the background. It follows you into your interactions with others. It can leave you feeling drained, overly cautious, or always expecting to be disappointed. This mindset slowly builds a cycle, one that blocks warmth and limits your ability to open your heart. The saddest part? Holding on to that pain doesn't punish the person or the moment that wounded you. It only restricts your capacity for joy, connection, and growth. But your light isn't gone. It's waiting to be reclaimed. And the first step is simple, though not always easy. Acknowledge the pain. Set aside an hour of solitude, a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Write a letter, not one to send, but one to release. Address it to the person, the situation, or even to yourself. Let the words pour out uncensored. Let the anger, the sadness, the disappointment rise to the surface. Be specific. Describe what happened, how it made you feel, and why it still holds space in your heart. When you're finished, read the letter aloud. Let your voice carry those words into the open air, as if setting them free. Then, in a safe outdoor setting like a fire pit or metal container, burn the letter. As the smoke rises, imagine your pain lifting with it, drifting away like something you no longer need to carry. If burning isn't possible, tear the letter into tiny pieces. Scatter them in a flowing stream, or bury them in the earth, returning them to something bigger than you. As you let go, silently say to yourself, I release this for my peace. Remember, forgiveness doesn't mean approving of what happened. It simply means choosing not to be bound by it any longer. After this ritual, offer yourself a small act of kindness. Take a warm bath. Sip your favorite tea. Wrap yourself in a soft blanket, or listen to calming music. These moments aren't about luxury, they're about healing. They tell your heart, you are safe now. In the days that follow, take just a few minutes each evening to reflect on one thing you're grateful for in your life today. Gratitude gently shifts your focus from what hurt you to what holds you now, from pain to possibility. You rarely lift other women. When was the last time you told another woman she looked radiant, praised her strength, celebrated her success? If you hesitate to offer a kind word, worrying that it somehow diminishes your own value, that's insecurity casting its quiet shadow. It's a scarcity mindset, the belief that someone else's glow somehow takes away from your own, and it quietly blocks your ability to connect deeply and authentically. True beauty doesn't compete, it expands. When you uplift another woman, your own radiance shines even brighter. Celebrating another woman's strengths doesn't take anything away from you. In fact, it does the opposite. It sends a ripple of positivity outward. That energy reflects back, allowing both of you to glow a little brighter. But this kind of generous recognition can sometimes feel difficult. Why? Because the root often lies in comparison, or the subtle fear of being less than. Society has long nudged women into quiet competition, comparing bodies, lifestyles, achievements, turning what could be connection into rivalry. This narrative tells us that there's only so much success or beauty to go around. But the truth is, when you withhold praise or feel that little sting of envy instead of joy for someone else's win, you're not just holding back words. You're also dimming the warmth and generosity that naturally make you magnetic. So how do you shift it? Reclaim your light by making it a personal goal today to offer a sincere, specific compliment to a woman you admire. It could be a close friend, a colleague, or even someone you briefly encounter. And be intentional. Instead of saying something vague like, "You look nice," say, "Your confidence during that presentation really inspired me. It made me reflect," or, "That dress looks amazing on you, and your energy makes it shine even more." Then take a moment to observe her response. Notice her smile, the gratitude in her eyes, and feel the shift that happens in both of you. That's the power of connection, a shared moment that uplifts rather than divides. To turn this into a habit, set a weekly intention to uplift at least 3 women in your life. It can be a handwritten note, a kind message, or a face-to-face moment. And if envy ever begins to creep in, pause and gently reframe your thinking. Remind yourself that her beauty, success, or light doesn't reduce yours. It simply adds more brightness to the room. The more you practice this, the more it begins to reshape your perspective. Over time, your mind will start to recognize abundance instead of scarcity. You'll feel a growing sense of sisterhood and connection. And as that mindset takes root, your own radiance will deepen, not from trying harder, but from becoming more open, more generous, and more at peace with who you are. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights meaningful, I'd love to know. Please comment 1 below to let me know you're still here with me. I appreciate your presence and your time. You speak, but rarely listen. When was the last time you truly heard someone? Not just their words, but the emotion behind them. Comparison often begins as a whisper, the quiet fear of being less than. Society has conditioned many women to see each other as rivals rather than allies, subtly encouraging competition instead of collaboration. But when you hold back a kind word or feel a flicker of envy instead of genuine happiness for another woman's achievement, you're not just withholding praise. You're dimming your own warmth, your generosity, and the very qualities that make you naturally magnetic. Reclaiming your light starts with one simple yet powerful step. Offer a sincere, heartfelt compliment to a woman you admire. Whether it's someone close to you, a friend, a coworker, or even a stranger passing by, take a moment to acknowledge her in a meaningful way. Be specific. Rather than saying, "You look nice, try," "Your confidence during that presentation really moved me. It made me reflect," or "That dress looks absolutely amazing on you. Your energy brings it to life." Then observe the impact. Notice the way she smiles, how her posture lifts, the gratitude in her eyes. That brief moment of connection doesn't just lift her, it lifts you too. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. To turn this into a habit, set a personal goal each week to uplift at least 3 women. Write them a thoughtful note, send a kind message, or share your words face to face. And if you feel envy begin to creep in, don't ignore it. Pause, reframe, gently remind yourself that her beauty, her success, her joy, none of it takes away from yours. In fact, it's proof that light is everywhere and you're part of it too. With time, this simple practice rewires your thinking. It builds a mindset rooted in abundance instead of scarcity, in support instead of silent comparison. It cultivates a sense of sisterhood and belonging, one that amplifies your radiance from the inside out. You've stopped caring for yourself. But here's the truth. Radiance isn't something found in a bottle of expensive cream or a new outfit. It doesn't come from flawless makeup or chasing the illusion of youth. Radiance begins with self-respect. It comes from honoring the body and spirit that carry you every day. If you've found yourself stuck in a routine of wearing faded, shapeless clothes, skipping meals, eating poorly, or neglecting your mental health, take a closer look. These patterns send a quiet, damaging message that you're not worth the time, the energy, or the love. And that message doesn't stay hidden. It starts to show in your energy, in your presence, and in how you move through the world. You might see it in your slumped shoulders, tired eyes, or the dullness in your overall demeanor. And slowly, that natural vibrancy begins to fade. But self-care isn't about vanity. It's not about impressing others. It's about reminding yourself that you matter. When you choose to care for yourself, you send a powerful signal, not only to others but to yourself, that you value who you are. And when you neglect yourself, it can quickly spiral, leaving you feeling disconnected, unmotivated, and distant from your own potential. So how do you begin again? Start small. Choose one intentional act of self-care today, something that makes you feel seen and cared for. It could be as simple as brushing your hair with presence, putting on a favorite scarf that brings you comfort, or stepping outside for a short walk to breathe and move your body. These small acts aren't about being perfect. They're about showing up for yourself, again and again. Put on that piece of jewelry that makes you feel special. Step outside for a short 15-minute walk. Let the fresh air fill your lungs and stretch your body gently as you move. These small moments aren't about chasing perfection. They're about presence. They're about choosing to show up for yourself in ways that remind you matter. To make this sustainable, create a simple weekly self-care ritual. Choose a quiet pocket of time, perhaps Sunday evenings, and dedicate it to restoring your energy. You might plan a nourishing meal, do a light stretch, or write in a journal about what you love or appreciate about yourself. These practices become anchors, gently reconnecting you with your value. And if time or money feel limited, remember that self-care doesn't need to be complicated or costly. Sip a glass of water with intention. Clean out one small drawer. Put on music that lifts your mood. It's the consistency and the meaning behind each action that makes the difference, not the price tag. Every small step is a statement. I am worthy of care. And when you live that truth, something powerful begins to shift. You'll start to notice your energy lifting, your confidence growing, and your natural radiance slowly returning, not because you've changed who you are, but because you've returned to honoring yourself. If you're still watching and finding these reflections helpful, please comment 2 below to let me know you're still here with me. Your presence means so much, and I truly appreciate your time. You see men as adversaries. If you've been deeply hurt by men, through betrayal, heartbreak, or unresolved disappointment, it can be tempting to build emotional armor. And that armor can turn into a belief that all men are the same, that none can be trusted. While this mindset may feel protective, it slowly begins to build walls. Walls that don't just keep pain out, but keep connection out too. You might notice it in subtle ways. A smile that feels forced, shoulders that tense unconsciously in conversation, a sharp tone that sneaks into your voice when speaking with men. That underlying resentment doesn't only affect romantic relationships. It can quietly strain your interactions with male co-workers, neighbors, friends, even strangers, shutting down the possibility of mutual respect, kindness, or simple human connection. True strength doesn't come from hardening. It comes from knowing when to open. Boundaries are wise and necessary, but when we begin to see all men through the lens of past pain, we limit ourselves. We lose access to the joy and healing that genuine platonic or respectful professional relationships can offer. Radiance doesn't grow in isolation. It thrives when your heart remains open to the possibility of connection. Not all relationships have to be deep or emotional to be healing. Sometimes, it begins with something small and safe. Rebuilding trust doesn't require dramatic leaps. It starts in the gentle space of low-stakes interactions, those everyday moments that invite warmth without pressure. Try initiating a simple, kind conversation with a man in your life. It could be a neighbor, a coworker, or even the cashier at your local store. Keep the exchange light and neutral. Ask how their day is going. Offer a genuine compliment. Share a quick laugh or make a kind observation. For example, you might say, "Your garden looks beautiful. How do you keep your flowers so vibrant?" Or simply offer a heartfelt, "I appreciate your help today," at the checkout line. Notice how those moments feel. Most likely, they'll be neutral, or even pleasantly surprising. And in that space, you'll begin to realize that not every interaction has to carry the weight of your past experiences. When you allow yourself to be present, even for a few seconds, you open the door to trust again. To nurture this shift, challenge yourself to engage in one small, positive interaction with a man each week. Afterward, take a moment to reflect. How did you feel during the conversation? Did you tense up, or did something soften inside you? If old emotions resurface, don't ignore them. Journal about what came up. Let it move through you. Then gently redirect your focus back to the present. Over time, this practice becomes more than just a habit. It becomes a way of reconnecting with others and with the version of yourself who still believes in kindness, openness, and warmth. Your spirit will begin to feel lighter. Your smile will return more easily. And slowly, you'll find your radiance shining through again, from a place of trust, not fear. You expect the worst from everyone. When you assume that every kind gesture hides a hidden agenda, it might seem like self-protection. But what you're really doing is building barriers. These barriers may keep you safe, but they also keep you cut off. They block the joy, the spontaneity, and the intimacy that come from open-hearted interaction. This constant skepticism affects your relationships, even when you're not aware of it. It shows up in your body language, in the way you speak, and in the energy you give off. Guarded eyes, a flat tone, hesitation where warmth should live. Over time, this can make you seem distant or cold, even if that's not your intention. It pushes people away before they even have a chance to show you who they are. And the most painful part? This mindset doesn't just isolate you. It dims that natural warmth within you, the very thing that draws others close. Trust is never without risk, but it is also the gateway to something softer, something real. It's the key to building genuine connections and allowing your perspective to open again. When you choose to believe in the goodness of others, even for a brief moment, you begin to invite light back into your life, into your face, into your heart. So the next time someone offers you a kind gesture, a compliment, a helping hand, or a thoughtful word, pause. Take a breath. Resist the urge to analyze or protect. Look them in the eye, smile, and simply say, "Thank you." Let the moment linger. Resist the urge to overanalyze the gesture or search for a hidden motive. Start with something small. Accept a compliment from a stranger without deflecting it. Let a friend's thoughtfulness genuinely warm you without mentally questioning whether it's too good to be true. To help this shift take root, keep a journal. At the end of each day, jot down any moment of kindness you received. Note how it made you feel, not just in the moment, but afterward. Did your shoulders drop? Did your heart soften? Did it restore a little hope in your view of others? With time, this consistent awareness will begin to rewire how you see the world. You'll begin to notice that kindness is everywhere, not rare. That most people aren't out to hurt you. They're simply living their lives, just like you, hoping to be seen, understood, and appreciated. Choosing to embrace trust, carefully, yes, but willingly, will soften your presence. It will bring a sense of ease into your energy, making you more approachable, more magnetic, and more grounded in your truth. When your heart is open, your light shines brighter, and others can feel it. You tear down other women. Gossip may appear harmless, just a casual comment here or there, but it's a subtle, insidious thief. It chips away at your grace, and more often than not, it reveals far more about your own insecurities than it does about the woman you're talking about. When you criticize another woman's appearance, her parenting, her life choices, or her struggles, you're not raising yourself up. You're stepping into a space of competition where sisterhood should exist. These moments of judgment may come from comparison, envy, or even fear, but they ultimately dim your own light. They erode connection. They separate you from the strength and support you could be building with others. True beauty, lasting, undeniable beauty, radiates from women who lift one another up. It comes from those who celebrate another's resilience, honor their growth, and speak with compassion, even when it's easier to stay silent or follow the crowd. When you choose connection over criticism, you create space for empowerment to take root. Reclaim that space. Begin shifting the narrative by making a conscious choice to uplift instead of tear down. The next time you're tempted to judge or gossip, pause. Ask yourself, what would it look like to honor her instead? Redirect the conversation. Share a story of a woman who inspires you. Maybe it's a colleague's strength through adversity, a friend's unwavering creativity, or even a stranger's quiet act of generosity. When you're in a group and gossip begins, be the one to change the tone. Highlight someone's effort or courage instead. You might say, "I heard she's been pouring her energy into that project. Her dedication really shows." To deepen this habit, seek out spaces where you can connect with women on a meaningful level. Join a women's group, mentor someone younger, or simply reach out with a genuine compliment just because you can. These small, intentional actions not only enhance your inner beauty, they also create a ripple of confidence and compassion that travels far beyond you. If you're still watching this video and these reflections are resonating with you, please comment 3 below to let me know you're still here with me. I appreciate you and the time you've given to this journey. To let me know you're still watching this video with me, please comment 3 below. Thank you for sharing your valuable time. You hide behind the phrase, "I'm just old." Using age as an excuse for rudeness, indifference, or detachment, saying things like, "I'm too old to care," or "I'm too old to be polite," may feel like honesty, but in truth, it's a defense. It's a way of pulling back, of opting out of the graceful presence that still lives within you. And while it might seem harmless, this mindset doesn't reflect wisdom. It reflects withdrawal. It's not about aging with strength, but about surrendering to disconnection. Kindness, grace, and warmth. They have no expiration date. They're timeless. They transcend wrinkles, numbers, and birthdays. And they're often the very qualities that make a woman radiant, no matter her age. When you begin to dismiss moments to show compassion or courtesy, you risk shrinking into a version of yourself that doesn't represent the vibrant soul you truly are. You start to lose the elegance that only deepens with time. But this can be reclaimed. Begin by committing to one small act of grace each day. Hold the door open for someone. Smile warmly at the person ringing up your groceries. Thank a neighbor for something simple. These gestures may seem minor, but they carry incredible power. They send out waves of energy, not only to others, but back to you. They remind your body, your heart, and your mind that you still have the ability to touch lives. To help make it a habit, try setting a gentle daily reminder on your phone, or place a sticky note somewhere visible with the word grace. Each time you see it, let it call you back to kindness. Journaling about these acts can deepen the shift. You'll begin to notice how these moments, these quiet, dignified acts, spark a sense of peace, connection, and joy. Over time, this practice will become part of you. It will soften your energy and give your presence a timeless, magnetic charm that speaks louder than age ever could. You've forgotten how to laugh. Laughter is a kind of magic. It's the spark that keeps your spirit young and your heart open. If you find yourself always frowning, constantly criticizing or dismissing others' joy with an eye roll, consider what you might be pushing away. Because laughter isn't just about being amused, it's about being alive. It's about letting life's simple, beautiful moments lift you out of the heaviness. When we stop laughing, we stop allowing life to surprise us. We lose access to spontaneity, to lightness, to connection. And others feel that shift. The woman who no longer laughs freely often seems more distant, more closed off, less radiant. Without levity, your presence can begin to feel heavier, even if your words are kind. But when a woman laughs, really laughs, at a silly story, a shared mishap, or the joy of being in the moment, there is nothing more magnetic. That warmth draws people in. That glow, sparked by genuine joy, is ageless. No wrinkle, no gray hair, no number can touch the kind of beauty that laughter brings. Laughter is a universal language. It reminds us that life isn't always so serious. That connection often begins in moments of joy, not perfection, and that our ability to lighten up can, in itself, be a form of strength. The circumstances don't have to be perfect for laughter to return. What matters is intention. Rekindle your sense of humor by consciously creating space for joy. Watch a classic comedy that never fails to lift your spirits. Binge a lighthearted TV series, or revisit that stand-up special that made you laugh out loud the first time you saw it. Laughter leaves echoes. Sometimes you just need to replay the memory. Call a friend who always brings out your giggles, the one who helps you laugh at yourself, or the world when everything feels too heavy. Share a funny story from your past. Reminisce about those moments when everything was ridiculous and joyful, even if just for a moment. If laughter still feels distant, try something new. Join a laughter yoga class, or browse through silly short videos online, something playful, even ridiculous. It's not about sophistication. It's about softening your grip on seriousness. To make joy a habit, start a joy journal. Every evening, write down one thing that made you smile or laugh that day. Maybe it's a child's spontaneous honesty, your pet's quirky behavior, or something hilariously unexpected someone said. These tiny reflections become powerful reminders that joy is never too far away. And as these moments build up, you'll begin to notice the shift, not only in your mood, but in the way your eyes sparkle and your presence glows with lightness. If you're still watching this video and feel like these lessons are speaking to you, please comment 4 below to let me know you're still here. I'm grateful for your time and attention. Your face reflects bitterness. Whether you realize it or not, Your face silently tells the world what's going on inside. It becomes a canvas, one that captures every frown, every judgment, every sigh of frustration you've carried over the years. And slowly, those expressions settle into your features, forming lines not just of age, but of emotion. They shape what others see, and more importantly, what you feel every time you look in the mirror. This isn't just about appearance, it's about energy. A hardened expression, tight lips, furrowed brows, an absent smile, can silently communicate bitterness or disconnection, even if you're unaware of it. And others feel that. People might keep their distance, unsure if they're welcome in your space. But here's the good news. Just as expressions are shaped over time, they can also be softened with awareness and intention. A gentle face comes from a gentle heart. And when you make space for warmth, compassion, and joy, your expression begins to shift. Your presence becomes more inviting. People feel safe with you. They lean in instead of pulling away. Consciously choosing to soften your demeanor doesn't just change how others respond to you. It begins to reshape how you move through the world. You start to feel lighter. Your emotional landscape opens. And that quiet beauty you carry, one that's far deeper than skin, starts to shine through in ways words never could. Confidence and grace begin with awareness, often in the smallest of ways. Reclaim them by tuning into something you might overlook, your resting expression. Begin each day by standing in front of the mirror, not to critique, but to soften. Take a moment to relax your facial muscles, unclench your jaw, release the furrow between your brows. Let a gentle, natural smile form on your lips. Hold that expression while breathing deeply, noticing how even this simple act shifts your mood and energy. Make this a daily ritual. With consistency, you'll begin retraining your facial muscles, allowing your natural expression to become one of openness and ease. As you move through your day, check in with yourself periodically. If you catch your face tense or frowning, take a breath, pause, soften. Each of these small resets builds a new default, one that radiates approachability and inner peace. Pair this with a simple gratitude practice. At the end of each day, write down one thing that brought you comfort, inspiration, or joy. It doesn't have to be big. It could be a quiet moment, a kind word, or even something as small as sunlight filtering through your window. These daily reflections cultivate softness on the inside, which naturally begins to reflect outward. With time, you'll notice not only your expression changing, but also your interactions. People may smile more around you, conversations may flow more easily, and most importantly, you'll feel more aligned with the gentle confidence that's always been within you. You act like life is done. But life isn't a story that ends at a certain age. It's a journey that keeps offering new pages, as long as you're willing to turn them. When you stop dreaming, learning, or trying new things, you're not just growing older. You're stepping away from the very things that give you vitality and spark. You're slowly becoming a quieter version of yourself, one who may feel safe, but also stagnant. True beauty lives in movement, in curiosity, in the decision to continue evolving. Women who take up new challenges, whether it's learning to paint, taking a dance class, or exploring a second career, carry a glow that no cream or cosmetic can replicate. They exude purpose. They shine with the energy of someone who still sees the world as full of possibility. When you act as though your best days are behind you, you miss the gift of now. You cut yourself off from joy that's still waiting to be found. Life will never stop offering surprises. And when you remain open to them, your spirit stays alive, and your presence becomes even more captivating. Reclaim that spirit. Choose one new experience to try, something that excites, challenges, or intrigues you. Maybe it's signing up for a painting class, trying your hand at pottery, or finally learning a language you've always admired. If you're not sure where to begin, explore your local community center. Browse online platforms like Skillshare, or search YouTube for beginner-friendly tutorials. Let curiosity guide you. Set a gentle goal to try one new thing each month, no matter how small. Track your experiences in a journal. Reflect on how each activity made you feel. Did it bring you joy? Did it challenge your confidence or ignite a sense of creativity you hadn't felt in years? Surround yourself with people who embody growth. Spend time with those who encourage you, who are curious, who are still evolving, just like you. Join a book club, take part in a hobby group, or spend more time around people who inspire you to grow. Their energy can spark something within you, a reminder that life is still full of fresh, meaningful experiences. When you begin to say yes to new things, you reignite a sense of purpose that shines through in your attitude, your conversations, and even the way you carry yourself. You envy younger women. It's more common than we admit, but envy quietly robs you of your confidence and slowly dulls the beauty that's uniquely yours. Comparing yourself to flawless, filtered images on social media, or longing for the boundless energy and opportunities of your 20s, pulls your attention away from the richness of the life you've already built. Think about it. No younger woman has your story, your wisdom, or the deep resilience shaped by the years you've lived. The laugh lines, the lessons, the scars, they are your marks of depth, not flaws. Each chapter of your journey adds texture and meaning to your presence, turning you into a masterpiece that can't be replicated. Letting go of envy doesn't mean ignoring the beauty in others. It means choosing to fully honor the beauty in yourself. When you embrace this current season of your life, your inner light grows stronger. You radiate a quiet, confident joy that others are naturally drawn to. So how do you reclaim it? Start by shifting your focus from comparison to gratitude. Write down 3 things you love about being you, right now. Maybe it's your hard-earned perspective, your calm in the face of challenge, or the freedom you feel to speak your truth. Post that list somewhere you'll see every day. Your bathroom mirror, your desk, your fridge, and let it be a gentle reminder of the power you carry. Be mindful of how social media affects your mindset. If it fuels comparison, take breaks or curate your feed to follow women who inspire you, especially those who live authentically at every age. And instead of seeing younger women as a reminder of what's past, see them as a continuation of the feminine spirit. Compliment them. Encourage them. Say, "I love your energy. It reminds me of when I started to find my own voice." Small gestures like that connect generations and reinforce your own sense of worth. When you celebrate both your journey and theirs, you create a confidence that doesn't need filters, approval, or comparison. It simply shines. Wow, we've just explored 12 subtle yet powerful signs that may be dimming your inner light, and even more importantly, how to reignite that light with small but life-changing shifts. Maybe today you realize the value of releasing old pain, building sisterhood, or simply remembering how to laugh again. I'd love to hear what resonated with you most. Share in the comments. One thing you're excited to put into practice in your life. Your insight might be just what someone else needs to hear. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more empowering content to help you shine with purpose and confidence at any stage of life. Wishing you abundant health, happiness, and peace. Don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more inspiration.